to post on Twitter real fast. Actually, I need to post on my other account. I should have posted a link. I'm an idiot. And then we get to play this fun game where I retweet it to this account. Account management. Oh, that's cute. You waved back. Emoticons are the best. I feel like I should wait a bit, but I can't totally predict who all will or won't join. I just don't want to start and then people show up. I'm making tea. It's very loud. Sounds like it's done though. Okay. Wait. Just in case I accidentally click that tab, I need to make sure I'm not at a part where there's spoilers. Cool. Hello, I don't believe I have seen you on Instagram before. Have I talked to you on Twitter? What is your handle / what do you go by? Because if I want to yell at you, I don't know what to call you. And when I say yell, I mean affectionately. Is anyone asking me to wait for any reason? Not yet. Oh, hello. Yes, I interacted with you today. I remember. I was about to say something. I forget. Oh, I was gonna ask, can you hear the rain? I don't know how sensitive my microphone is, but it's raining pretty hard right now. Can I call you Hannikin or Sky or something along those lines? That's kind of nice that you can hear it. That's cute. I also have a nice big, I'm not going to spill this on my laptop, cup of tea. Ugh. Okay, no worries. Really? Hi, Sarah. Why can't I tag Magdalena? I just need to memorize her at. I always just call her by her name. Magdalena, what is your at? When's the last time she liked something that I posted? Wait, actually. God dang it. Magdalena. Why am I an idiot? Where is she? I'm so confused. I have an idea. That's her. Okay. Ha ha ha. I have cheated the system. Nice. Magdalena. Oh, I've tried to do GIF on this, it doesn't work. What pictures do I have on my computer? Let's do that one. Perfect. Love it. Okay. Can I call you Hanneken? I never asked. Or wait, did you say already? No, you didn't say. Can I call you Hanneken? Or am I saying it wrong? Please yell at me if I'm saying it wrong. Okay. 6 minutes. So let's say I started this at about 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock my time. Yay. Awesome. I don't know if it's intentional or not, but every time I say it, I feel like I'm saying Anakin, and I might have to make some, yeah, good, okay. I might have to make some Star Wars references. I am glad that you, Anakin. I'll just make sure to talk about sand a lot, because we all know how much Anakin loves sand. Okay, so for the two of you that are here, do you want to actually be able to read the screen with me, or do you not care? Because I also have this backdrop, sort of my TV cycling through pictures on Chromecast for aesthetics. But yeah, I don't know. I kind of want to, I mean, I probably won't do this, but I kind of want to put it sideways. Look at that aesthetic, am I right? But I don't think Instagram actually flips. I think you can only do, yeah, you can only do portrait on Instagram. So I think that would defeat the purpose. But yeah, I could totally try to get it a little closer to the words if you would like to actually, shoot. I broke this stand for my phone that I have. I have no idea actually how it broke. I just picked it up one day and it was broken. Fair enough. Oh, shoot. Dude, I ruined it. It's dead. I killed it. Hold on. Sorry. Okay, well, I might start soon, and anyone who wants to join will just be late. And they'll just have to think about that. Feel free to leave comments as I'm reading. If I don't respond to them, it's because I'm not looking at my phone screen, but I'll get back to you when I'm done. Ah, shoot. Sorry, I totally destroyed this thing. I shouldn't have touched it. Okay, everyone else will just be late. We can start. And yell at me if for whatever reason you can't hear me well or something along those lines. The squeaky noises. Oh, it's the tripod. Right. I was like, I forget where the squeaky noises are coming from. You can also hear my table wobbling. Okay. I don't know why I'm tying my hair back for this, but it seemed relevant. The one where they don't fall in love. Chapter 1. It's not a sex thing. It didn't happen all at once, and they certainly didn't plan it. In fact, it wasn't even until they said it out loud that they realized how far it had come. They all stumble into the dorms after rehearsals, and Yoongi quickly speaks up. Dips on for a shower. Jimin speaks without hesitation. I'll go with you. Yoongi hums. Okay. It takes them a moment to realize everyone's gone quiet, staring at them. Jungkook blinks. Wait, what just happened? Jimin looks at all of them, and then at Yoongi, then back to the group. Oh, come on, it's not that weird. Jin's trying to read into their expressions, but they're not hiding anything. Is this a normal thing? Yoongi shrugs. Namjoon seems to be catching up the slowest. How long has this been going on? Yoongi interrupts. Oh, okay, hold on. We're not like dating or anything, if that's what you're all thinking. It's just a shower. Jimin makes a face. It doesn't sound as casual out loud, does it? Yoongi sighs. Hosuk steps forward. Rewind. What's happening? Were you guys really about to go shower together? Yoongi scrubs a hand over his face. No, not were. Are. He grabs Jimin's wrist and tugs him down the hallway. Hosuk and Namjoon look at each other, at a loss. Namjoon stammers a response. Meet in the living room after. We need to talk about this. Hi, Sandy. I'm interrupting to say hi, sorry. The water is warm as it flows over them. Yoongi's massaging shampoo into Jimin's scalp like he's done it 1,000 times. Is this weird? Jimin hums, content. No, feels great. Yoongi tisks. No, everyone looks at us weird. It's weird. Jimin sighs. I happen to enjoy my scalp massages, and I'm not going to give them up just because they think we're weird. Yoongi moves his fingers through Jimin's hair slowly, gently, so as to not tug on any knots. So, you agree that it's weird? I mean, I guess it is. I've never really thought about it. Would you do this with June? No, that's weird. Jimin relents. Yeah. He thinks about it for a moment, but turns around to wash the shampoo out of his hair. Eyes even with Yoongi's. I still don't care what they think. Yoongi reaches past Jimin to add conditioner to his own hair while he talks. Well, regardless of if we care or not, we have to explain this to them, I guess. Jimin pouts. I don't know what there is to explain. Once Jimin gets the shampoo out of his hair, he pushes Yoongi's hands away to run his hands through Yoongi's hair gently. Yoongi just looks him in the eye as he does it. I don't think anyone else does this, Jimin. Jimin rolls his eyes. Whatever, then they're missing out. Yoongi just frowns as Jimin turns to the conditioner in his hair. Then he navigates around Yoongi until he's standing behind him. Don't think about it for a second. Just chill. He presses his fingers into Yoongi's neck and shoulders, happy to feel the tension there melt away slowly. He's always liked being able to help Yoongi like this. He likes that they're able to help each other like this. They've never talked about it. He's not even sure what to say. Their hair is still wet as they sit on the couch together. Tae raises his hand awkwardly, and Namjoon has to call on him before Tae will actually speak up. Okay, so did you or did you not just fuck in the shower? Jimin pouts. We did not. Hosek crosses his arms. Then why'd you shower together? Yoongi runs a hand through his hair. Why do you shower alone? Hosek doesn't answer what he thinks is a rhetorical question, so Yoongi answers it himself. To get clean, Hopa. Jin's massaging his temples. I'm still confused. Jimin's frown seems permanent. I don't know why it matters. It doesn't affect you guys. Jungkook is deep in thought. This has been going on for a while, and none of us have noticed? Yoongi shrugs. I don't know. It's not like we were trying to be secretive and hide it. We've gone to the bathroom together before. Namjoon nods. I guess I just assumed one of you was brushing your teeth or something. Tae raises his hand again. Namjoon sighs. Yes, Tae. So if you guys fucked, Jungkook rolls his eyes. They said they didn't. Tae continues. No, but like, ever. Jungkook shakes his head. I mean, it's just a shower. I think we would have heard them if they... Everyone else had gone quiet as Jungkook kept talking. Yoongi and Jimin were oddly unresponsive. Tae's watching them carefully. So you have. Jimin sort of opens his mouth to answer, but hesitates. Yoongi shrugs, looking at the floor. Hosek sighs loudly. So you are dating. Yoongi looks up, mad. Just because that doesn't mean we're dating. Jesus. Jin takes after Tae and raises his hand, but doesn't wait to be called on. Wait, have you fucked in my shower? Did you at least sanitize it after? Yoongi pinches the bridge of his nose. We didn't fuck in the shower. Jimin glances at Yoongi, a hesitant expression on his face. I mean, we didn't, but we did... Yoongi relents. Okay, we've done stuff in the shower, and yes, we cleaned up after. Hosek blinks. Wow, I didn't know you guys felt that way about... Jimin and Yoongi speak at the same time. We don't. Tae raises his hand and Jimin responds before Namjoon can call on him. Tae, you can just talk. Tae shrugs. This is more efficient. No one corrects him. So, I'm confused, but I think I'm not. Tell me if I'm wrong, but you guys are like sleeping together, but you're not together. Jimin and Yoongi look at each other. It's like they're both asking each other a question they don't know the answer to. Jimin breathes in. I mean, I guess. We've never really talked about it. Namjoon nearly combusts. How could you fuck and not talk about it? Yoongi's head whips to him. No, it's seriously fine. It's just, I don't know. It's like going running together or practicing choreo together. Hosek snorts. It's not like that for me. It is for us. Jimin's voice has a way of cutting through the crowd. He sighs. I don't know what you guys want us to say. We're telling you the truth and you won't even listen. Namjoon clears his throat and everyone turns their attention to him. Okay, let's just hammer this out. I'll ask yes or no questions, and you guys both answer. Fair? Yoongi and Jimin shrug. Are you in love? They both answer easily. No. Do you love each other? Yes, of course. Are you dating? We already... Just humor me. No, we're not. Have you had sex? Yes. In whose bed? Never mind, I don't want to know. Were you scared of telling us? Yoongi and Jimin look at each other. Yoongi licks his lips, thinking, I mean, that's kind of a loaded question. I think generally no. It's more of... He fades off, looking at Jimin for help. Jimin shrugs. I guess it's like, you guys wouldn't ask me for permission to masturbate in your private time, right? Or like, you wouldn't ask for permission to have a private conversation with someone. I guess it's like that. We didn't really see a need to say anything, because it didn't feel like there was anything to say. Yoongi's nodding as Jimin talks. Yeah, I mean, I guess now it feels like a big deal because we're fucking cornered, but it never felt like anything worthy of confessing. The room is quiet for a long moment. Jungkook breaks the silence. This is a lot to process. Jimin sighs, falling against the couch and onto Yoongi's shoulder. Why? Tae just says it. You guys are fuck buddies. Jimin and Yoongi blush at that. Jimin backtracks. It's not like that. Jin nearly whines. You can't say you're not dating and then say you're not fuck buddies. It has to be. Yoongi's eyes have a darkness to them when he interrupts. It doesn't have to be anything. Why are you guys so fucking invested in this? Hosek says exactly what Yoongi needs to hear to calm down. Because we're worried about you, and we don't understand what you're trying to tell us, but we want to make sure you're not hurting each other somehow. Yoongi looks him in the eye for a long time and lets out a breath, relaxing. He pushes Jimin off his shoulder just so he can look him in the eye. How can we explain this better? Jimin seems at a loss. Jungkook cuts in. Do you guys kiss? Their eyes flicker to him. Yoongi nods. Sometimes, if we feel like it. Jimin has determination in his eyes as he tries to explain. It's just part of our friendship now. I don't know what to call it, and I don't think Yoongi Hyun does either. We're just touchy and trust each other, and I don't know, it's nice. It's nice to touch someone you trust. Jimin's face is bright red. He covers his face with his hands. This sounds like a fucking love confession. Yoongi's looking at him with a smirk, clearly planning to tease him about it later. We have sex, but it's not about sex. I don't know what that translates to. Namjoon shakes his head. I don't know if we're gonna find a word for this. Jungkook raises his hand, and Tae seems satisfied that it's caught on. So you guys are, like, physically supportive. Like, instead of emotionally supportive friends. Jimin snorts and ends up giggling a bit. Yoongi cracks a grin and shrugs. I guess. Yoongi swallows before pressing his lips to Jimin's temple and standing up. Jimin recognizes the kiss as an expelling of stress. Okay, fuck all this. I'm hungry. Jin stands up quickly. That's not confusing. I can deal with that. They notice eyes on them a lot for the weeks following the conversation. They try not to mind it, but Jimin notices that Yoongi's more and more stressed when he tries to rub the tension out of his shoulders. Jimin gives up the massage and puts his hands on Yoongi's hips, tugging Yoongi's back to his chest. Jimin doesn't like standing in the back because he likes feeling the water on his skin, but Yoongi's shower warm body is an acceptable replacement. Jimin keeps his voice quiet next to Yoongi's ear. I know you hate the attention they've been giving us. Yoongi lets out a deep breath that Jimin feels against his chest. I feel like if my finger twitches, Jungkook scribbles it down as an observation in his notebook. Jimin snorts lightly. Okay, firstly, Jungkook doesn't keep notes on you. And second, even if he did, he'd do it on his phone. Jimin lets his fingers run lightly across Yoongi's stomach. It just seems like the massage maybe isn't enough today. Yoongi doesn't say anything, and Jimin doesn't do anything until he does. But Jimin thinks he knows what's going on in Yoongi's head regardless of his lips not moving. You can want this even though they don't understand. Yoongi sighs, annoyed. It's just a little hard to relax into this while my brain keeps jumping back to how disapproving their faces looked. Jimin presses his lips to Yoongi's neck softly. You heard what Hobi Hyung said. They're just worried we're hurting each other. And we're not. That's the only part that matters, okay? Yoongi's still quiet. Jimin kisses the corner of his jaw. Okay? He asks more insistently. Yoongi nods slightly. Yeah, okay. Jimin hums. Can I try to make you feel better? Yoongi relaxes against Jimin's chest. Yeah. Jimin's hand slips lower, and Yoongi's body shudders as his hand reaches back to tangle in Jimin's hair messily. Jimin whispers into Yoongi's ear, I've got you. It's not that the way that they touch each other is clinical. It's gentle. It's not crude or passionate. It's affectionate and careful. They never really point out or talk about how often they find each other crying when they're together. It's never sadness that makes them cry. It's usually just the fact that they're unfiltered together. It's the complete lack of walls, lack of cameras, lack of judgment. The ability to relax itself is blissful. Yoongi's fingers tighten in Jimin's hair, and Jimin kisses his neck firmly as Yoongi's body shakes and his shoulders slump. Jimin feels himself calm down, practically in sync with him. They finish washing off, and Jimin pushes Yoongi out of the shower first. You put a sweater on. I'll clean up. Jimin, it's fine. I can go put a sweater on. Yoongi sighs and grabs a towel to dry off his hair. It took Yoongi a while to actually let Jimin take care of him in subtle ways like that. He was really resistant for a long time, but he relents, lets Jimin pamper him by slipping out of the bathroom on his own, tucking on his pajamas instead of digging out cleaning supplies. He slips into the bed and scrolls through his phone. A few minutes later, Jimin's got his pajamas on and slips under the covers with him, smelling faintly of bleach. Jin's not in the room, and they're not sure anymore if it even matters if he was. But Yoongi grabs Jimin's chin and softly presses their lips together as a thank you. Jimin slaps his hand away and curls into him to go to sleep, a soft smile on his face betraying his attempt at brattiness. Yoongi stays up a little longer as Jimin falls asleep, hands fisted in Yoongi's sweater. Jimin's a lot better at hiding his insecurities when he doesn't want anyone to know about them. But the moment Jimin slipped into bed with him, Yoongi knew something was wrong. Jimin's just as worried about the stares they've been getting. Yoongi sighs and puts his phone away, slipping under the covers. Jimin wakes up for a moment, groggily, but simply waits for Yoongi to settle and almost immediately falls back asleep. Yoongi doesn't fall asleep as fast. He hears when Jin walks in and glances at them, their hair still wet from the shower. Yoongi doesn't sleep for the next 3 hours, mind whirling with anxiety as he worries about the assumptions his friends have been making. When they wake up together and notice Jin's already in the shower, Yoongi decides it's his turn to help Jimin relax. Hi, Magdalena. I'm gonna take a sip of tea. Hold on. Jimin spends the entirety of next week pretty much ignoring the fact that Yoongi even exists. Yoongi and Hosuk are sitting on the couch when Jimin walks by. Morning, Hyung. Hosuk looks between them and Yoongi. Morning, Jimin. Yoongi doesn't seem fazed. Hosuk waits for Jimin to walk out of the dorm, heading to the studios early. Are you guys okay? Yoongi glances up from his phone, coffee gripped tightly in his other hand. Huh? Hosuk nods towards the door. You and Jimin. Yoongi looks at the door. Oh, he does that from time to time. Hosuk's mouth twists into a frown. Yeah, I guess. Yoongi doesn't look up from his phone, but Hosuk can hear the tension in his words. But it's different now that you guys think we're dating or some shit. Hosuk sighs. I'm sorry, I'm just adjusting. Yoongi tries to accept that. It's fucking stressful that you guys... He cuts himself off and doesn't seem to want to finish his thought. Whatever, just don't worry about it. It's quiet, and Yoongi can feel Hosuk not speaking his thoughts. Yoongi sighs. We're not fighting. Hosuk shrugs awkwardly. It just seems like, okay, we're kind of fighting, but it's not a big deal. He's just upset, but we both know it'll resolve itself. Hosuk pouts. What'd you do? Yoongi locks his phone and glances at Hosuk. Why do you assume it was me? Hosuk grabs Yoongi's empty mug and stands up to refill it for him as an act of goodwill. You said he was the one that was upset. Jungkook walks in the room and makes grabby hands at Hosuk, who grabs a second mug for Jungkook. Jungkook sits at the kitchen table with a self-satisfied smile that his youngs take such good care of him. Yoongi glances at Jungkook and then at Hosuk. It's not something I did, it's more something I didn't do. Jungkook raises an eyebrow. Are you and Jimin Hyung fighting? Yoongi whines. Why do you assume it's Jimin? Jungkook shrugs as he grabs the mug Hosuk hands him. 'Cause Hobi Hyung is nosy and I figured he'd ask you about Jimin Hyung. Hosuk flicks his ear before going back to the couch with Yoongi and handing him the mug. So what didn't you do? Yoongi sighs heavily. You wouldn't want to know. Jungkook wrinkles his nose. Ew, is it sex stuff? Yoongi unlocks his phone. Hosuk flinches. Oh my god, is it? Yoongi rolls his eyes and stands up, moving to his room. I'll meet you guys at the studio. He hears Jungkook as he walks down the hallway. Oh my god, it's totally sex stuff. Hosuk won't make eye contact with Yoongi throughout rehearsals. Yoongi drags him to the side during break. Calm the fuck down, it's not sex stuff, I was just fucking with you guys. Hosuk visibly relaxes. Oh, thank god. I mean, you guys are totally allowed to, do whatever you want. I didn't want to offer to talk about it, because I don't know if I could listen to the details of you and Jimin. Yoongi's lips quirk. Don't worry about it. He's just giving me the silent treatment. Hosuk frowns, looking across the room at Jimin, who's smiling excitedly and talking to Tae and Jin. He doesn't do that to anyone else. Yoongi throws Hosuk a look, because he knows exactly what gets to each of us and uses it against us when he needs to. I fucking hate the silent treatment, and he knows I'm dying every second his eyes don't meet mine. Hosuk frowns. So why don't you just do whatever it is you didn't do? Yoongi's eyes harden as he looks at Jimin. 'Cause that's too easy. Hosuk turns back to Yoongi, watching him carefully. What the fuck? You guys aren't even upset with each other, are you? This is like some weird game. Yoongi shrugs. I mean, he's upset with me, but I told you this morning, it'll resolve itself eventually. Why are you being stubborn about it then? Yoongi hesitates. Fuck, I don't know. I just don't want to give in that easy. Hosuk sighs heavily. Okay, I take it back. You guys haven't changed at all. You're exactly the same you've always been, and I'm equally as tired with you now as I used to be. Yoongi nods. Good. Hosuk rolls his eyes and walks away. It's another 2 days before Yoongi manages to drag Jimin into the shower with him finally. Jimin's completely undressed, arms crossed as he stands outside the shower, and Yoongi whines as he stands under the water. Stop, I thought we were past this. Jimin shrugs, not saying anything. It's not that big of a deal, just come here. Jimin looks at his nails patiently. It's almost like you know exactly what I want you to do. It's almost like you know exactly what I want you to say, but you refuse to say it. Yoongi grunts. Yeah, and it's almost like you know I don't want to say it and are using cruel and unusual punishment against me to get your way. Jimin rolls his eyes. You're so bitchy when people ignore you. I'm a fucking legend. Of course I get bitchy when people ignore me. I'm unignorable. Not to me. No, not to you. So? It was one time, Jimina. It was definitely more than one time. Why does it bother you so much? I told you it freaks me out. Yoongi drops his head back against the shower wall. It's not your stomach. It shouldn't... No, see, that's exactly the problem. That's what freaks me out. Yoongi covers his face with his hands and groans. We're wasting water, and it's probably out of my system by now, so just chill and get in here. Jimin doesn't budge. Yoongi throws his hands out. Okay, fine. Fucking fine. I'm so fucking sorry that I swallowed your jizz. Now will you still please get in the shower with me? Jimin steps into the water. Thank you. Yoongi drops his head onto Jimin's shoulder. Fuck you. I don't know why it's so difficult for you. I asked you to spit. I asked you really nicely. Yoongi quietly seethes as Jimin scrubs shampoo into his hair. Spitting requires getting up and moving to the bathroom. And you're a lazy fuck. I acknowledge that about myself. Jimin's practically purring in Yoongi's lap on the couch 30 minutes later. Hosuk walks by with his eyebrows up, and Yoongi's eyes are shadowed, defeat clear in the slump of his shoulders. Hosuk presses his lips together to keep from laughing. Yoongi hears him make a whip noise down the hallway. Hobie's kind of always the best character. I agree. Who all is here? Cindy, Hanneken, and Magdalena. Hello, everyone. I heard, some kids walking by my front door while I was reading about, all the fucking stuff. I got a little self-conscious. I bet this Twitter notification is from Magdalena. Oh, never mind. It was Sharon. I tried. Yes, Magdalena, you were late. That's okay. Remember when I thought that this would just be flashbacks? Hobie's just so, realistically naive about everything. If that makes sense. That's kind of an oxymoron. This chapter's short, I think. Yeah, it's super short. Okay. Magdalena, sorry, I don't know why I suddenly put an I in your name. Magdalena. It is E, right? I'm not crazy. Magdalena? Or is it Magdalena? Where is your name? Magdalena. Yeah. Yay, I'm glad, Hanneken. I really like it. I want to do it all the time. I'm surprised I haven't lost my voice yet, but I guess it's because I keep my voice down. You have to do the Yoongi mumbles, or does it really count as ASMR? because Yoongi never speaks at full volume. He just mumbles quietly and assumes everyone is listening to him all the time. I should have put honey in my tea. I'm an idiot. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna put honey in my tea. I'm gonna put honey in my tea real fast. Question, actually, can you guys tell, like, there's a lot of moments where I jump from dialogue to dialogue without action text that tells you who's speaking. Can you guys understand when I'm doing that or not? Because I feel like it's not very clear, and I'm trying really hard to do different voices for them all, but I am not a voice actor. Oh yeah, no, I know. I'm kind of worried about, who was it? Was it no. Who was it that was in this chat that doesn't speak good? Sarah. Sarah doesn't speak very good English, and I feel bad, but I don't know how to help her. Because she doesn't speak, yeah. Sorry, I was reading what you were saying and I literally interrupted myself. But can you guys understand when I switch characters? Because I'm not excellent at it, but I'm trying to do a little bit more of a grumble whenever Yoongi talks, and a little bit more of like high and smooth whenever Jimin talks. But it's not very distinguishable. I don't know how distinguishable it is for you guys. I feel like it's not that different, but I'm trying. Because Jimin has his high voice, but not very high. So I don't want to like put his voice all the way up here because he doesn't talk like that. But he does have a little bit of a higher voice, and I feel like his words are more flowy. And then Yoongi has like a lower voice, and I feel like he talks a little bit more like staccato-y. And he always mumbles and has his Daegu accent, and he's all adorable and shit with his lisp. I guess that's true. If you've already read it, you kind of know. It's also kind of interesting reading it out loud because I know you guys can't tell how I phrase things when I just write it. So it's like interesting to show you how I meant for it to be read. Because I have a certain rhythm in mind when I'm writing it, but since it's on paper, you can't tell. But yeah, it's easy to read out loud because I guess in a way I've written it to be read out loud. In a way, sort of. Okay, let's get through chapter 2 before Instagram times out on me. The one where they don't fall in love. Chapter 2. Hold me. Hey, what's up with you? Jimin's voice is soft in his ear. Yoongi blinks and becomes re-aware of his surroundings. They're on set. Right. Of course they're on set. They're always on set. Nothing. Jimin slings an arm over his shoulders. It's something. Yoongi just shakes his head. I don't know. Nothing's wrong. It just hurts. Jimin glances around to make sure he's not missing anything during setup, then slips his hand down so he can massage Yoongi's shoulder lightly. You didn't have coffee today. Yoongi shrugs. Thought I'd cut back for once. Jimin scoffs. You're aware coffee is literally an antidepressant, right? Yoongi shrugs, but Jimin knows he knows that. Yoongi spends way too much downtime researching coffee facts. Jimin tisks and walks away for a moment. Yoongi zones out almost immediately. It's not until a hot coffee is shoved into his hands that he even realizes Jimin was gone. Yoongi looks at him. Just drink it. Yoongi sips it slowly and takes a step to press his back against Jimin's chest. Jimin, I don't want to do this today. Then don't. Yoongi scoffs. I'm serious. Don't treat it as a strain. Just be with us. The fans like you acting soft anyway. Their manager calls for them all to get ready. Yoongi gulps at the coffee, grasping for any shred of energy it might give him. Jimin whispers in his ear, just cling to me like you always do. Jimin pushes away, and Yoongi frowns at him as he walks away. The broadcast starts up, and Yoongi stays quiet as much as he can. He laughs at the appropriate times and tries to say something witty. He tells himself not to cling to Jimin, but he finds himself pressed against Jimin's back before he can even think twice. Jimin doesn't react, doesn't point it out. Yoongi loves him so much for it. As soon as they get home, Yoongi collapses on the couch. He doesn't have to wait long for Jimin to sit beside him, tugging a blanket over them. They sit shoulder to shoulder for a bit as the rest of the members scatter throughout the dorm. Jin and Jungkook are fighting over something in the kitchen near them. Jimin whispers to Yoongi, "Can I hold you?" Yoongi glances at the kitchen, but nods. Jimin immediately pushes Yoongi harshly. He falls on his side with a huff as Jimin happily cuddles in behind him. Yoongi can feel Jimin's smile against his shoulder. He doesn't fall asleep. Not really. It's more like all the tension he'd felt all day melts only to be replaced by Jimin's energy, his heart. Yoongi relaxes into it like he's meditating. He doesn't care about the other members walking by. He just closes his eyes and breathes. Yawn. Anyway, I think that's all Instagram will let me have time for. Because I imagine the next chapter is long again, and I can't get through... Yeah. No, it's way too long. I can't get through that in 15 minutes. Any questions or comments while I still have you here? Any questions about my upcoming... Actually, I need to publish that tonight. I'll be publishing chapter 3 of Blissful Affliction tonight. Actually, I think I might post 2 chapters tonight in honor of 9/11. So I think I'm going to post chapter 3 and chapter 4. Dun dun dun. I don't know if you guys are writing people. If you write or not, or if you're just curious about any of my fics at all. But if you have any questions about writing stuff, I'm happy to answer questions about technicalities. I know more than I really think I do, so if you ask a question, I'll have an answer, but I can't think of things to say unless someone asks. I'm glad you like it, Hannigan. That's fair. Sometimes I'm too lazy to write also. And then I read. Well, if you guys want writing prompts, I can absolutely give you writing prompts. Dialogue is very, very hard, so don't feel bad. everyone makes it seem like action text is the hard part, but that's absolute bullshit. Dialogue is so much harder than action text. Action text is pretty straightforward. Like, even if you don't have amazing descriptive action text, it's pretty easy to accomplish what you need to with action text. Dialogue is very complicated, and honestly, the best piece of advice I could give you about dialogue is use less of it. It kind of sounds stupid, but I'm serious. Like, look, okay. There's so many things that we do in real life that we're saying something, but we're not actually using words. He said, she said. I don't use that pretty much ever. I kind of hate that shit. It's definitely a style choice. I know lots of people tend to use the he said, she said, or they said, like he said calmly, or stuff like that. I actually, ready for some formatting shit? Okay, so I know you can't totally see the screen very well, but like, yeah, let me go back to the last chapter just for an example. Yeah, exactly what Cindy said. But make sure that you use paragraphs. Like, if you, okay, wait, I'm taking my phone out of this case. Hold on a second. Okay. If you're gonna have multiple people talking, I always, even if they don't say something, I give each character alternating paragraphs, regardless of if they speak or not. So like, this is Jimin, this is Yoongi. Well, this is also Yoongi, but Yoongi sort of takes over for a bit. This is Jimin's paragraph. This is Yoongi's paragraph. This is Jimin's paragraph. This is Yoongi's paragraph. This is Jimin's paragraph. So like, I don't, Yoongi, Jimin. So I always separate by paragraph. I don't ever have two people talk in the same paragraph. Never. So that's a pretty easy way to get away with it. If you don't like using he said, she said, blah, blah, blah. Yoongi, Jimin. Like, see, look, even here, this is Jimin's paragraph. They don't even say anything. This is Yoongi's paragraph. Also doesn't say anything. Yoongi, Jimin, Yoongi. So, like, regardless of if they say anything or not, I give each character their own paragraph. But I will also say that's because I write in omniscient. And I know that's a big word. I don't know if you guys are English speakers or not. But I write my action text. I know what every character is thinking. Sometimes people write where it's from one character's perspective. So I would write only Yoongi's perspective, and none of the action text would reflect what Jimin is thinking. So it's a little bit different. But I tend to write for all my characters at the same time, because I'm an overachiever. But Hanakin, it's Yoonjin week. Actually, is it still? I don't know how long it goes on for. But it's Yoonjin week, so it's a great day to post it if you want to. I sort of like Instagram kicking me off, so I'm just gonna wait until Instagram yells at me. Did you hear my neck pop just then? That was great. I'm glad it helped, Magdalena. If you ever need any other advice, I'm happy to help. That's why I like doing these. I think they're exciting. Also, you should read my fanfic. Read this. I actually haven't read this chapter yet. He just posted it yesterday. I don't know if you're talking about something specific or like everything I said. If it was something specific, tell me what you thought was good advice. But if it was just in general, then I guess you're welcome. I don't know. It's also, I mean, this is what works for me. It doesn't work for everyone. So I don't want you to think that this is the only way to do it. If you're a journalist, I think there's totally ways to be artsy with journalism. And I know that's sort of backwards, because I know you're supposed to be pretty unbiased with journalism, but you could sort of, I don't know how many documentaries you've seen. I love documentaries. I've made a few documentaries in film school, and there's so many styles you can make with documentaries. You can be biased or unbiased, and I feel like it would probably work the same way in journalism. You can probably write a biased perspective. It's not ideal, but I think you'd be able to do it depending on the subject. Like an opinion piece, you can do an op-ed. Anyway, if you watch some like, oh good, okay, so you know shit about documentaries, but I really, really love artsy documentaries. I think they're so fun. So I think you could totally get away with doing like an artsy journalism article. I know I've read a lot of, there was this one BTS article that I read. I think it was for Vogue, actually. Their first article for American Vogue. If you haven't read that article, you should totally read it. I think it was really cute. They did a really good job with it. It was very illustrative. But yeah, if you haven't read that, I would definitely read that for inspiration. The BTS Vogue article. It's one with the pictures of them on the party bus. Yeah. It's totally this one. Okay. So yeah, this article. Definitely read this. It's such a cute article. Like, for real. It's a very creative, fun, exciting article, and I think you'd definitely enjoy it. If you haven't read it already. Also, there's pictures of the boys wearing Calvin Klein, and it's gorgeous. Yeah, they're so cute. But read this article. Do it. Can you believe I was in LA while they filmed all this? Dumb. If we're talking about description, I'm not very descriptive in my fics either. Do you see these paragraphs? I don't really write very descriptive paragraphs, and no one cares. Yeah, English is my first. Oh, don't even get me started about the Billboard article. We don't need to talk about that. It's so good. But yeah, no, I rarely write descriptive paragraphs. Rarely. I only really started doing descriptive paragraphs for Blissful Affliction. Actually, it kind of stopped. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of descriptive paragraphs. Every once in a while I'll do one. I'm trying to be a little bit more artsy with Blissful Affliction, but I'm failing. I think the most artsy I got was At the Touch of Death. And even that I sort of lost. I tried to do longer, more descriptive stuff in At the Touch of Death, but I lost touch with it pretty quick and switched back to my short dialogue style. So don't feel bad about being descriptive. I'm not either, and English is my first language. And people tell me they like my style, which is cool to be. Firstly, it's really cool that people say that. Secondly, it means that you are on track to doing something that people like. So be blunt, be short. It doesn't matter. Just get your point across. You might even develop your own style by doing that. There was this author. Oh shoot. I don't remember his name. He's a Japanese author. but he actually wrote his books in English. Specifically, I read this article about him. Shoot. He wrote his book specifically in English for the rhythm of writing in his second language. I really can't remember his name. I feel like I follow him on Instagram. Haruko, I think, something like that. Haruko. Shoot. I follow too many people on Instagram. This guy, yes. Haruki Murakami. He writes in English, even though he's Japanese, and he did it intentionally for style. So, yeah, definitely don't feel bad about writing in your second language. That counts as a fic, Magdalena. Don't limit yourself. See, you know him. So do what he does. Actually, I feel like I'm doubting myself about that being the person that I'm talking about. I can't remember where I found the article. I sent it to my friend. Hold on. Instagram's gonna kick me off live for in a very short amount of time. I need both hands. Now you get pure just voice only. Search conversation. Oh no, I'm right. Okay, yeah, it's totally okay. I found the article. This article. Haruki Murakami, The Moment I Became a Novelist. It's on lithub.com. This is about, I think it's pretty long, but I read the whole thing because it's incredible. It's basically a documentary written in text. Yes, okay. So this is from his perspective. It says, needless to say, my ability in English composition didn't amount to much. My vocabulary was severely limited, as was my command of English syntax. I could only write in simple